Good morning. Today we are going to study about the loudspeaker. Okay, the loudspeaker is also a transducer. Okay, it is not a sensor, it is a transducer. Okay, transducer. Sorry. So transducer means it converts, loudspeaker converts electrical signal into audio signal. Okay, so it converts the electric signal into voice or audio signal. Okay, so that's why it is known as a transducer. It converts one form of energy into the other form. Okay, it is not a sensor. Okay, so opposite, it works opposite of mic converts audio signal into electrical signal, but this loudspeaker converts electrical signal into audio or sound signal. Okay, that sound signal. Okay, so it converts into sound signal. So we are going to discuss the construction of this loudspeaker. Okay, how this construction? So there is a non-magnetic disc. Okay, so there we are going to see the 2D construction. Okay, so there is a non-magnetic disc and its shape is like this. Okay, it is a non-magnetic disc and this rod is attached with the disc. Okay, like this. If we see the 3D diagram, it shows like this. So this is a non-magnetic disc. Okay, non-magnetic disc, and at the center there is also a non-magnetic rod. Okay, so like this. So just consider, because my drawing is not too much good, so just you consider this one. So this is the aluminum rod, okay, which is placed over this non-magnetic disc, and if you see the 2D image, it seems like this. Okay, so this structure is a non-magnetic disc and the non-magnetic rod. Okay, it is 2D section. Then there is also non-magnetic frame which is fitted over here. Okay, how this is that? Okay, let us see here. So first, over that disc, the permanent magnet, which is in the form of a ring type. Okay, which is in the form of ring type, which is fitted at this position. Okay, so this is a permanent magnet. Okay, if we see this in a 3D fashion, it seems like this. Okay, if you see in a 3D fashion, it seems like this. Okay, so we are going to see this diagram. So just I am drawing this because of your consideration, so that you can easily understand the structure. I will show the actual construction of the speaker. I have one damaged speaker. Okay, so this is a permanent magnet which is in a fashion of a ring type, which is placed here. Okay, so over that magnetic disc or magnetic ring, the main frame of the speaker is fitted here. Okay, so this is the frame of the speaker. Okay, so like this. So to here. So this is the frame of speaker which is fitted like this. Okay, so this is the frame. Okay, then another one is, so this is the main structure of this speaker. Okay, now we are going to insert a say voice coil. Voice coil means, so voice coil means there is a, so like this, there is a paper pipe core. Okay, so there is a just a tube made up of paper, hard paper, and the thin wire is wound over this pipe. Okay, so this thin wire is wound over this pipe. Okay, and this pipe is inserted here. Okay, so this pipe is inserted between the gap of this magnet and this non-magnetic rod. Okay, aluminum rod like. So this coil is inserted in between this magnet and the non-magnetic rod. So if you see the 2D image, so then we can see like this. So this is a pipe. Okay, and the coil is wound. This coil is wound over this paper core. Okay, this coil is wound over the paper core. So this is a paper pipe, and which is inserted between, this is a permanent magnet. So I am going to show here permanent magnet. Okay, permanent magnet, and this is we can say that this is a non-magnetic disc. Non-magnetic disc. Okay, sometimes it is called as also yoke. Okay, it is a non-magnetic disc, and this coil is inserted in between the permanent magnet and this non-magnetic rod. So this is a non-magnetic rod. Okay, then the connection of this coil, the two ends. Okay, here the two ends. So these two ends are bring out from this. Okay, these two ends are bring out here. Okay, then there is a, we can say that there is a spider. Spider means what? The spider is nothing but a diaphragm which is used to hold, okay, which is used to hold this pipe between this permanent magnet and this non-magnetic rod. Okay, so this is called, this is nothing but a diaphragm with the corrugations. Okay, diaphragm with the corrugations. We named it as a spider. Okay, spider is nothing but a diaphragm. Diaphragm which is used to hold this coil in between these two. Okay, and it also provides a spring action. Okay, then this is a most important part of this, because it holds this coil in between this. Okay, then there is a black cone which is attached with this spider and this coil also. Okay, this is attached with this coil also, and it is fitted here. Okay, so there is also some corrugations. So this is a cone. Okay, so this is a cone suspensions, corrugations, you can say that, corrugations. Okay, you can name it as like a cone suspension. Okay, so this is a cone suspension. This is also a spring action. This spring action, this diaphragm is also spider diaphragm is also suspensions. Okay, spring action. And this is a black is a paper cone. Okay, so this paper cone vibrates. Okay, so this is the paper cone, and these two lines. Okay, so this is nothing but the coil connection. It put it back through this cone. Okay, and there is some arrangement to hold these. Okay, to hold these two wire ends. Okay, to hold these two wire ends. So it is connected here also, and it is connected here. Okay, I will show each and everything in actual speaker. Okay, so just you are going to see this. Okay, so this is a frame. You can say that it is a frame. Okay, speaker frame or structure. Okay, so this coil, two terminals are being put it back through this cone, and which is soldered at these 2 points. Okay, so then this portion is now opened to avoid the dust, any sort of dust to enter into this cabin. To avoid that, so there is a dust cap. Okay, so there is a dust cap. Okay, so this dust cap is putted, or this is pasted over this coil. So this coil is inserted here, and the dust cap is pasted over the coil. So this structure becomes, this total structure is becomes encapsulated against a dust. So this dust cap, it provides any dust to enter in this. If the dust is entered in this, whatever the small slide here, if the dust is entered here, there is very small gap. Then what happens? So because of this dust entered into this small gap, it can jam, or it will be fixed. This coil, there is no movement. We want the movement, so this coil should be come out and in. Okay, continuously. So we want this free movement. So that's why here is a spider diaphragm, and here also paper cone, and it is the corrugations. Okay, now let us see the same structure in the actual speaker. So this is the actual speaker. So this is the diaphragm. Okay, so as I explained here, okay, so these connections you are showing here, so these are nothing but a coil, two terminals which are put it back through this cone. So this is a cone, and if you see here, okay, so this coil connection is soldered at this point. Okay, so this is this one. Okay, so this terminals are soldered at this point. So this is this one. So these two terminals of the coil. Okay, so these two terminals of the coil, so it put it back here, and these are soldered at this point. Okay, so this is the connection. Okay, then start from this time. So this is a non-magnetic disc. If you see here, so this one is a non-magnetic disc, aluminum type disc. Okay, and there is an aluminum rod. So this black, okay, so this black is a magnet. Okay, so this is a magnet. So if you see here, it is attract. Okay, so see, so this black is a magnet, and which is putted here, which is just like a pasted here. Okay, so this is a magnet. Okay, so this is a magnet ring, permanent magnet, and this is a disc. Okay, then this is structure. Okay, this is the frame. So this is the frame. So this is a frame which is fixed here. Okay, so this is the frame, and this one is the frame. Okay, speaker frame, and this is fixed at the this permanent magnet. So this is fixed here. If you see here, this frame is fixed here at the permanent magnet. Okay, okay, so this one, so this frame is fixed at the permanent magnet. If you see here, okay, so you can see this is a frame which is fixed at this point, and this is the rod. Okay, this is the rod, this middle one. So this rod, and there is a small gap. Okay, so in between this permanent magnet, so this one, so here is the permanent magnet, and this one is the rod. There is a small gap. Okay, if you see here, so as I explained, so this is a paper pipe, and this coil is wound over the pipe, and this one is nothing but a spider diaphragm. So this is a spider diaphragm here. Okay, so which is connected, where it is connected, so it is connected to the pipe, and this is fixed at this. So this diaphragm is fixed at this, so frame. Okay, so it is fixed. If you observe this, this is a corrugations is like this. Okay, so these corrugations hold this coil. It is called as the voice coil. Okay, this voice coil is held between this gap, so because of this diaphragm, and this provides a like a spring action. Okay, this provides a spring action, and which is inserted, see here. Okay, so which one is inserted, so here, like this. So this coil is inserted in between this permanent magnet and the this non-magnetic rod. Okay, so this is a paper cone, and this paper cone is fixed at the frame. Okay, so this is the, so this one is the paper cone. Okay, this is paper cone, and this is fixed at the this frame. Okay, so see here, so it is fixed at this frame. Okay, so so this is structure of this loudspeaker. Okay, so this is damaged, so from market you can buy this one, and this one, and if you paste like this, so you are going to first paste this with this body of this speaker or a frame, and then insert properly. You can recone this. Okay, recone means you can make this speaker on again. Okay, so this is structure. let us see how this speaker works. Okay, how this speaker works, let us see. So here, so this is a speaker, and we are going to connect output of the amplifier. Okay, so output of the amplifier at these two terminals of the coil. So as the amplifier amplifies this signal and which is connected, so this is the audio signal. So this audio signal is connected to the two terminals of this coil. Then current flows through this coil, okay, like this. Amplifier output current, it generates the current through the coil, flows through it, and like this. Okay, then what happens, as amplifier output is connected to this speaker and current flows through the coil, you very well know that as the current flows through the coil, it generates a changing magnetic field at the coil. Okay, as the current flows through the coil, it generates the changing magnetic field in the coil. As this changing magnetic field is interact with this permanent magnetic field. Okay, so this permanent magnet generates a fixed magnetic field, and this changing magnetic field is interact with this fixed magnetic field which is created by this permanent magnet. As this changing magnetic field and the field of this permanent magnet, there is a repulsive force. Okay, so there is a repulsive force between the magnet field produced by this coil and the magnetic field of this permanent magnet. There is a repulsive force is created between these two, and this coil is thrown out with this direction. Okay, so this coil thrown out with this direction because of the repulsive force between these two. As this coil thrown out in this direction, then it produces the pressure or a vibration in the speaker. It produces a pressure or vibration in the paper cone. Okay, so if you observe that when the sound is playing and the speaker is connected to this amplifier, then it start to vibrate like this. Okay, so it start to vibrate like this because there is a interaction between the permanent magnetic field and the field produced, changing field. It is a changing field produced by this coil. Okay, it continues changing. That means there is no fixed repulsive action. It continues thrown out. If the signal is at the negative side, then opposite force generated, and again this coil brings back to its original position. So continuous, there is a vibration. It is thrown out, and because of this feeder action, this coil bring it back again to its original position. So because of this interaction between this magnetic field, fixed magnetic field, okay, of the permanent magnet, and there is a changing magnetic field. So because of this changing magnetic field, why it is changing? Because the amplifier output is AC signal. Okay, so this is like a AC signal which is connected to this coil, and continuously this coil thrown out, and as the signal dies out, that means it changes positive. As it is at positive peak, there is repulsive force, it is thrown out. As there is a negative peak, there is attractive force, and again this coil brings back. Okay, so continuously, if there is a zero signal also, so as it thrown out and there is zero signal, it brings it back to its original position. Okay, so continuously this coil thrown out and it is inserted in the proper position because of this spider and this corrugations. Corrugations means it is like a spring type action. Okay, so if you see here, so these are the corrugations. Okay, so these are the, and this provides a spring action. If you put here, okay, if we insert this coil, okay, it fits like this, and if you apply the signal on these 2 points, then it continuously thrown out, and there is a it creates the vibration on the diaphragm. So it creates the vibration on the diaphragm, and that vibrations is nothing but a sound produced by the speaker. Just imagine the diaphragm only vibrates, and it can produce too many sounds. It produces a sound of instrument and the audio signal, like a man instrument signal, okay, output. So any type of the voice, or we can say that sound, is produced by only this vibration. Okay, just imagine only this diaphragm vibrates and generates a lot of sound signals. Okay, so this is the working of the speaker. It continuously push up, it continuously thrown out, and again, because of spring action, it bring it back to its original position. Okay, so this is a speaker. So this is a transducer. Okay, it continuously thrown out, and this is the movement of the diaphragm or the paper cone. So this is a paper cone, continuously vibrates and generates a sound. Okay, let us stop here now. So this is the diaphragm construction diagram of this speaker. So in your textbook there is something different diagram, just I directly draw the diagram from the actual speaker. Okay, so this is the actual speaker. Okay, so you have to draw this diagram better way. No need to draw this and this one, so you have to draw only this diagram. Okay, let's stop here now.